welcome to Tackett and Tackett Entertainment. This is me, Michelle and Tackett, and this is a new video series we're going to have called News in the Know, where we are going to tell you everything that's going on in the entertainment world. So ladies and gentlemen, buckle your seatbelts. I got some good stuff for you. Let's get ready to go. The first bit of news comes from Nintendo Everything, with the numbers for NPD for the month of April about the Nintendo Switch, and it's smashing records left and right for the month of April. According to the article by Nintendo Everything, they got their information from Michael Pachter from Wellbosch, and he said the Nintendo Switch sold an astonishing 800,000 systems in the month of April. Ladies and gentlemen, that is an astonishing number, and they said the Switch would have done more had there not been a stock shortage. And with games like Paper Mario and the Origami King and some big unannounced games coming later this year, don't expect the Switch momentum to stop anytime soon. Next up, we all know that Microsoft has a big showcase coming up for the Xbox Series X in July. Well, there are some interesting pictures, well, not pictures, but accounts that just popped up today on Twitter that could give Microsoft a big boost when it comes to their gaming library. Over on Twitter, two anonymous accounts popped up, one having to deal with the Perfect Dark series, which hasn't been seen in a long time, and the other one having to deal with Fable. Oh boy, this is really getting interesting. There hasn't been a new Perfect Dark game since Perfect Dark Zero on the Xbox 360, and let's forget about that one. That one was horrible. So Microsoft, if you want to make a big impression, do not make the new Perfect Dark game. If you are working on one, do not make it like Perfect Dark Zero. This would give Microsoft a big boost because they would have a huge, well-known IP come out along with the Xbox Series X, or at least be shown with it, which would give Microsoft a big boost. The only question is, who's going to develop the game? The old Rare that Nintendo owned was one of the top 5 developers in the industry, maybe top 3, but that hasn't been the case in the last 15 years. Rare is not Rare anymore. The original Perfect Dark on the Nintendo 64 was a masterpiece, still one of the best first-person shooters ever made, and it did a lot for the multiplayer aspect of first-person shooters with all the new modes, innovative modes that even Halo and them hadn't done yet, and all the customization that even could rival games like The Last of Us Part 2. Should Microsoft get Rare? Because I don't know about that one. This isn't the same Rare that worked with Nintendo under the Nintendo 64. This is the new Rare, unfortunately, who's given us games like Grabbed by the Ghoulies, the new Banjo game, which was horrible. They didn't even get Killer Instinct. Microsoft gave that to someone else, and Sea of Thieves, which is a complete joke. So I wonder who Microsoft's going to get to develop Perfect Dark. Maybe some people at 343 Studios. I would actually pick them over Rare for the new Perfect Dark game. The new Fable game is going to be just as hard to predict because Lionhead Studios went out of business, and Peter Molyneux was the one who thought of this game. Microsoft has some very talented second-party and first-party studios, but are any of them really equipped to handle a game the size of Fable? That's an interesting question I ask, because you don't want to give a great IP like this to the wrong developer who will end up messing the game up and not doing it any justice. Finally, we got to talk about a game that may not be coming out for a while, but is easily the most anticipated game for the next few years, and that is Metroid Prime 4, which is being developed by Retro Studios. I can't believe that this game is taking this long to come out, but it's understandable because Nintendo wants to get it right, and they hired Retro to do the game. Well, there's been some interesting developments, so let's get into it. According to some job postings on Nintendo and Retro Studios' website, they are hiring for a temporary contract position for writer, and they want to help build the narrative for the game, dialogue, create cinematic scripts, foundation for story documents. There's going to be dialogue Bibles and lots of in-game dialogue, narrative Bibles, cinematics, and they want to create memorable moments. This is great. I mean, it means that, they also want to have lore and actual documents about the lore in the game. So I wonder if that means there's going to be lots of talking or lots of reading. But anyway, it's not just going to be more isolation. There's going to be an actual living world in this. So that sounds very interesting. The next job on the website talks about a level 4 lighting engineer who they want to establish strong color palettes, value structures, and compositions through lighting, and also adjust post effects for level, including exposure, coloring, grading, fog, bloom, etc. That kind of gives you an idea, folks, that this isn't going to be just some regular, Nintendo Switch graphical game, which leads me to believe that a Nintendo Switch upgrade is in the works. Super Metal Dave did a video similarly talking about these job openings. This does tell me that Nintendo is really taking this game as an advanced, huge game. So I think there is going to be a Switch upgrade, and Retro is hiring some of the most talented people in the industries using cutting-edge tools to give fans an experience that really fits the Metroid Prime moniker. So that's all we have today, ladies and gentlemen. That's for the news. Tackin' and Tackin' Entertainment. We're out. Bye. Joining me today, and if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that notification bell, subscribe, and leave a comment. And we have a Patreon page, so go to it in the link below and join it. You can start at $3 a month, where you can get to do exclusive things like answer polls and pick topics. Bye.